Thanks for staying tuned. This is Backstage Pass. Hey Joel, you seem to know a lot about our next entertainer. Why don't you tell us about him?
Our next entertainer is one of Arizona's best songwriters. He's written for Joan Jett, The Animals, Alice Cooper, Bachman Turner Overdrive, and he was on the Gold album for Kiss. Please welcome
Marc Anthony.
He's all alone, they pass him by. He's on his own, I wonder why. And they call him a stranger. He comes in like the morning tide. They're afraid of the stranger. They don't care if he lives or dies. But sometimes he dances alone in the night when nobody's watching him. Look at the stranger looking around. He's not bad looking, but he's looking down. In crowded rooms that fill the night, he hides behind all the neon lights. All eyes hide from the stranger. They pretend that he isn't there, but it's the life of a stranger. And every night he is always there. And sometimes he dances alone in the night when nobody's watching him. Look at the stranger looking around. He's not bad looking, but he's looking down. Look at the stranger. Look at the stranger. Silent dream, time locked away. Another glass of wine, a toast to yesterday. In his time he was lucky. In his time he was not alone. In everyone there's a stranger. Someday maybe you will know. And they call him a stranger. 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 And they call him a stranger.
Thank you for staying tuned. This is Backstage Pass. Arizona's got some of the best entertainers I've ever seen. I'm sure glad the show is able to showcase these talents.
Me too, but Arizona is not only rich in musicians and comedians, we've also got some great dancers, so stay tuned.
And don't forget those comedy bumpers coming up.
I was thinking back about the decade of the 80s, and a lot of accomplishments that were being made in the black community that I was really proud of. A lot of first-time things happened, like a black first Miss America, first time for a black first runner-up, black presidential candidate was announced, black astronaut, which I think is really great, because now that means that white people have to go further than the moon now if they want to get away from black people, and I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to see some other things come about in the 80s. Some things that don't exist yet, like black Band-Aids. It's like somebody told white people, black people don't bleed. You have no idea how many blacks bleed to death in supermarkets looking for flesh-colored Band-Aids. It's a serious problem we have here. I'd like to see some black Flintstones. I never saw any black Flintstones. Darkest thing on the Flintstones was Dino, and he was purple, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you. I'd like to see some black Flintstones. Give them a Flintstone kind of name, like the Nigrox. I could relate to that. I'd like to see a black pope. I think that would really be hot. Because you know he would change things around a lot, especially when he came out to address his public. He wouldn't do a speech anymore. He'd do a rap. He'd come out, say 1, 2, 3. The Father, the Son, and me. Now everybody just keep the faith, cause now you got a pope with a chocolate face. I don't wear the hat, I can't stand the robe. I think I look a lot better in the GQ clothes. I don't wave the crowd, I don't kiss the ground, but when I do the backslide, I can really get down.